everyone, welcome to Grafted in Him, and today on another episode we are here with Legacy, and tell them what we're going to be doing today.
We are going to read Psalms chapter 23.
Yeah, so let's get on with today's seed.
Shalom. Verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. He renews my strength. He guides me along the right path, bringing me honor to his name. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid. For you are close beside me. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me. You prepare a feast for me in the presence of my enemies. You honor me by anointing my head with oil. My cup overflows with blessings. Surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever.
There's different things we can point out of this chapter, and it's short, so we can point them all out in one video.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I linked with was verse 3 when it says, he renews our strength. I linked it with Isaiah 40:29.
He gives us power to the weak and strength to the powerless.
Which is what I thought about automatically when he says he renews that strength. When he gives power to the weak, he doesn't say that he gives power to the ones who already have strength. He gives power to those that are elected, to those who obey to him. Honor is another aspect in this chapter, in verse 3 as well, because we represent him. So yeah, this speaks in both ways. In this verse 3, it talks about how we honor him, knowing how we act. We represent him, so we have to be very careful how we act in front of others out in the world, because they are very picky and they will pick out stuff about you to go against you. So we have to be careful with what we say. We have to be careful on how we act, because not only do we represent our parents and guardians, but we represent God.
Yeah.
So we have to be super, super careful. When we represent him, we're honoring him. When we obey his commandments, his laws, anything really from him, we're honoring him. And if we go to Romans 14:8, it says,
If we live, it's to honor the Lord, and if we die, it's to honor the Lord. So whether we live or die, we belong to the Lord.
Which I thought was super deep, because if God chose you, you know what you have to do, and you know that you have to obey to him while you're living, and even when you're dead, you still have to obey to him. It's not something that, you're gonna do it, some laws only apply when I'm alive, but when you're dead, you're gonna have to keep going. If you're chosen and you're gonna be in his kingdom, and he chooses you to go and keep going, you're gonna have to keep obeying to him. You can't just stop. This is forever. This is eternity. And we belong to him. That's just the truth. We belong to him. My cup overflows with blessings, which is in verse 5.
Doing and walking
It's
in
not
his...
a verse.
Oh. It's a thought.
It's a thought.
You want to say it?
Yeah. Okay. The first thing I thought was doing and walking in his commands will give you blessings and a happy and calm life. When people think with blessings, when it says my cup overflows with blessings, they're like miracles. He's gonna give me money, or he's gonna give me a new house. While those things are good, he will only give it to you when you're ready and you're obeying to him, because it's not gonna happen tomorrow. So obeying his commands is a blessing enough. Obeying to him is a blessing enough. So take advantage of that. Your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me. We have to understand that we've talked about this before, that love isn't really a feeling. We have to understand that, or a sappy emotion. It has its aspects, but for us, the I feel something, that's not love.
No, because we have to be careful of our feeling,
And people are like, I feel something. It feels good. Love feels good. It feels good. You're not wrong. But love is what God did for us. Love is what Yeshua did up on that cross. Love is what is obeying to God, and in every way. And if you really think about it, Yeshua went up on that cross because he obeyed God and he knew his destiny. You really thought that going up there felt good? It didn't. It didn't. It hurt him so much, but he still did it because he loves God. He obeys him, and he knew that he has to love us, that he had to save us. That what Yeshua did on that cross, what happened to him, the slaughtering, everything, did hurt. And it didn't feel good, but that was love because he did it for us. He did it to save us so that we could obey, so that we could live a good and righteous life. So love is an action that you do regardless of what you feel. So it's true when they say action speaks more than words, themselves, because you can say one thing, but you could do another thing. So as long as I'm obeying and as long as I'm walking in truth and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in his kingdom, I can love him. I can love my parents. I can love my family, even though I'm not too, verbal about it. But I know that
they know because you're doing things right and you obey your parents and you obey the things that, for example, the laws and things that are related to God, you obey them. So that's your way of saying, yeah, I love you, guys.
Right. And while that's nice, there's a lot of people out there that don't really feel like that. They do it a different way. But it's important to know that regardless of what you feel, you still have to do the action towards that.
So I picked a couple of verses. For verse number 3, I picked. Porque siempre hago esto. Porque siempre hago esto. Siempre me pierdo los verses.
I know.
So I paired verse number 4 with Isaiah 41:10. It says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand."
Nice.
Yep. We don't have to be afraid because he's always with us. For verse number 1, it says, "The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need." I pair it with Philippians 4:11. Not that I was ever in need, for I have learned how to be content with whatever I have. I am, I have all that I need. I have God. I have my family. I have what I need. I don't need anything else. I'm okay with what I have.
To end this off, we're gonna read Psalms 78:7.
So each generation should set its hope anew on God, not forgetting his glorious miracles and obeying his commandments.
Exactly. So each generation, that includes us as well, should set its hope anew on God. Not forgetting what he did, not forgetting what Yeshua did, not forgetting that he made the laws, he made commandments for us not to forget. That's why he wrote them. That's why it's still with us to this day, because he knew that we needed it to survive, literally. Because or else we would, what?
I was gonna sneeze y no sabía cómo decírtelo. Yo.
I thought like someone was there and I was like, why?
Y se me fue, me duele aquí. I'm sorry. Ya se me fue. Y yo como que me quedo quieto porque no me salga el estornudo.
Just tell me, I'm gonna edit it anyways. She's out here like.
Perdón. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's true when it says that each generation should set its hope on God and not forgetting. We have to keep remembering. That's why the commandments and laws are there for us to look at so that we can act upon them. Not to forget it. That's why God gave it to us, so we couldn't forget about it, because he knew that if we didn't have it, we probably would rebel it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lost in the world.
Not doing what we were supposed to be doing. So it's good that he did that for us. He knew from the beginning that we needed to know that, because we can't forget it. We can't stop obeying his commandments. And as an example, we're moving into a different stage in our lives where we have to notice that commitment, and we have to recognize that this is a different life for us. This is where we're truly putting in a pact. This is where the promise comes in, where we're leaving like our old life behind to walk into his kingdom, to serve him, to serve his children. So that's like a really important phase in our lives where we really have to focus on that and not really see what others are doing or what they're trying to influence on our lives. So not forgetting is really important in each and every generation, elected generation. So, and that's love. That's love. It's not a feeling.
It's an act. And sometimes I know like people are beginning or not beginning but like doing like are in this path. Like how do I show love? How do I show God that I love him? Well, he gave you his commandments, so you should like
do them, act them, obey them.
Do them, act them, obey them. So yeah.
It's kind of weird because we're only noticing this stuff now. We're learning it now. And we were surrounded by a bunch of people in our age that were just like oblivious to the situation. And I was stuck in a situation where I was in a classroom and there was just like this one girl. She was like, "What? I don't even know what this is. Like, tell me how the story goes, because I don't know how the story goes. Like, what even is this book? Like, I just want to know." Like, she has such an attitude, and I was just about to like go out, and I was like,
"Girl, don't."
But like something held me back, and I was like, just be humble. Like, literally, don't even pay attention to that, because there were so many of them in that room that believed the same thing, and I was like, they're gonna jump me. They're gonna. I was like, this isn't the time for them, and even it probably won't ever be their time, because some of them are just like dead inside.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like it's the truth. Like, if you're elected, you're elected, and that's your job for the rest of your life, for eternity. Some people just don't get to do that. That's just their destiny. But our destiny is to obey God, and that's what we're gonna stick to. That's what we're choosing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
that's it.
We just read chapter number 23.
So yeah, don't forget that every Saturday 1 to 1:30 is when we start Código de Vida, Code of Life. Fridays, Dunaste. We have a new edition, Times of Restoration, every Sunday at 6 with Ashley Sellers. We have Tuesdays, oh my gosh, we have a lot. Yeah. We have Tuesdays, Propósito de Dios en la Familia. We got Wednesdays at 6, Legacy. Am I forgetting something? If I forgot something, I'll put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Here is our ministry's email. That way you guys can reach us. Remember, Gabby mentioned this last video that you can contact us anytime you want. We're here to talk. And yeah, that's it. All right.
Shalom.